No! No! Go away, kitty! Not me! Not now! Can you climb trees? I'm looking at... Oh, God, did you see... Ah! What's that? Oh, my! I didn't know I was so, well endowed. Where did it go? Okay, well then, let's, what a great start today. Yep. In Rust Rotations, we show you all the fine details. Right, so good day, Rust enjoyers. Hope you're right, because it is time to showcase the August 14, 2025 Rust store, second week of August, and it is quite a few less skins. But if you consider we got quite a lot the previous week, maybe this week's Rust store evens it out a fair bit. 12 skins the previous week, 8 skins this week. I think the average is supposed to be around 10 at the moment, so I'm sure you get it. Okay, cool. Now, of course, by all means, if one of the skins here has caught your eye, and you're like, I desperately need to see that right now, well, just look at the description, scroll down, you'll see I have provided chapters. So, again, if you want to skip ahead, I provided to all of you, you're more than welcome to do so. So, yeah, 8 skins in total. Yeah, I'm not going to complain. Like, I know some people have been a bit negative today. But I'll be honest with you, I don't mind a calm, tame, quiet week. Last week, we saw a lot of cool-looking skins, and they sold a lot. I'd like a bit of a breather. This is why I don't really mind October and December, because, of course, Halloween and Christmas, because I know they're not going to be things I'm going to need to buy straight from the Rust store in terms of investing. I can chill out, I can relax. I don't have to really worry or fuss, if you get what I mean. It's nice to just sit down and not have to worry about stuff. Now, looking at all these skins, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I could probably pick these up for a cheaper price in the future. Sinotype, maybe a little bit different. Maybe the wooden double door as well. But, you know, smart boulders are probably the best way to go about this. Now, if I were to just sit down and talk about some interesting details... Oh, hang on a minute. That's the first Satchel charge skin to be accepted since Christmas 2023. A wooden double door. So, if you aren't fully well aware, last month was the beginning of a new initiative in the official Rust Skin Making Discord, which is linked in the description. Scroll down, see for yourself. And basically, the Salvaged Ice Pick was the first skin to get a focus from all the skin creators. Basically, certain items in the game, they don't really have that many skins accepted. And Salvaged Ice Pick was one of them. So the initiative was in July 2025. Skin creators, can you try and put a focus on making some cool looking Salvaged Ice Pick skins? And what happened? 4 of them were accepted. Cool. But for August, wooden double door is the chosen item. And today, we see the first of about, what, 30 that are submitted? There's a lot. That's also something you have to take into consideration. There's very likely more wooden double doors on the way, and I believe quite a lot of you probably bought the recent charity skin. The very nice Hope for the Day skin, if you can remember, from Fancy Orbs event. So that's going to be quite a discussion. Yes. But look at it here. Quite a lot of collection continuations, and another pair of boots. Yep, so there's a lot of boots in the backlog that were kind of forgotten. Lots of Cloven Armor collections have been accepted over the years, but for some reason, Basement's just like, you know what, we'll just have the gloves this week and we'll come back to the boots eventually. Well, eventually turned into several years, so... Right then, so let's now look at all these skins and try and figure out which of them are abnormal. And it's going to be pretty quick, because there's only 8 skins, and 2 of them are not abnormal. The Harbour Seal Garage Door and the JPEG Boots. So, very straightforward. Just to quickly showcase to you how to identify what abnormals are, I could do a quick comparison. Look at the Black Ops Python. Do you see how it already has a provided link here? And then you see over here, no link? That's how you identify abnormals. Very straightforward. So that means, of course, we have an interesting batch of skins to chase after next week. We have the Python, the Deep Sea Locker, the Poncho. We have the Wooden Double Door, Sinotype's Tools, and Temple Satchel. Now, whether they're going to be nice investments, probably best to wait it out till next Wednesday. Of course, every Wednesday night, I'm streaming on Twitch. Look in the description, see the links to all my socials, of course, my Twitch. And last night, we did do abnormal barders. We discussed what prices we wanted to offer for all the skins and all that. And basically, go watch the Rust Skin Abnormal Barders video for August 14, 2025. Watch the first 5 minutes. You could then skip ahead to the barders. You'll essentially learn that abnormals, they become marketable before the Rust even rotates. And very useful for us to get an early insight in regards to whether these skins actually have interest and whether they likely will retain their value. So, for your consideration, give it a good watch. Okay, so let's now take a look at this store, but I want to introduce you to something. I'm sure many of you are fully well aware of SUM to APP. I can confirm to you, Bipolar Penguin, the man in charge, he has stepped down, and it does look like someone else is going to be taking over. We'll see how everything progresses from here, but it's going to be in new hands, and it should have less problems. But, of course, due to the recent problems, we've noticed other people stepping up and making their own sites. So somewhat recently, we saw Skinlytics.app, as you can see right here. I've used this for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. But let me come clean to you. So, let's give you some context. In the past, there's a very useful website called RUSTHELP. I'm sure you probably are fully well aware of it, but for those not in the know, it was basically like a Wikipedia for Rust. It'll provide you very useful but specific information, such as, oh, I want to craft something. But what resources am I going to need, and how long is it going to take? It'll give you that information. I want to destroy a sheep in a door with just rocks. How many rocks would it take, and how long? It'll give you that. So, yeah, it was a very beloved and appreciated website. But a year or so ago, it unfortunately sold to a gambling site. And if you were to go ahead and take a look at it now, immediately you got the ads. You can still look at the pages, but you know, you want to see something interesting or useful, and then bam. Kind of in your face about that. So a lot of people were very disappointed in regards to what happened here, and they didn't want to use the website anymore. So you can actually see the post here from Mr. Hoppel, who actually just so happens to work for FacePunch. Interesting. But he set up a team, and he built a brand new website, and it's called RUSTHELP. I'm sure you've already seen my short video showcasing this. This actually all happened a year ago, and in the past they've also made the Rust Maps site. You can also look at the skin viewer as well. So if I go over to here, outfit builder, skin viewer, it's had this already in the past. It's had this, and it's still available to you right now. I could go look this up right now. I think you might need a specific setting. Oh, look, there you go. Better not show that right now, though, because I kind of need to showcase it myself. But you can see that right now on rusthelp.com. It was information that was already there for you for the past year. Now, for example, as I said, for the weird specific things that you might have needed to use on Rust Labs, RUSTHELP does it now. AK-47. How might I acquire it? Well, you could go look at all these scientists who shoot their heads off, you know, or you could, look in these locked crates, for example. That's how you can get them. Percentage chance, how many you could get, what condition will it be in. Super useful. You can also look and see what resources you need to craft it, how long is it going to take. You can see how much you get when you recycle it. You can see how much it costs to repair it, and of course, it will provide you all the skins as well. So that's a very nice, cool looking thing. You also have these very useful little tags here to just kind of highlight, currently right now this is marketable and tradable. Also, this happens to have a little bit of transparency. And if you actually go look at the specific page, or rather the 3D viewer, it will actually highlight to you what specifically is transparent. And we're going to show that off a little bit later, because there's a certain Python today that was accepted. So let me just close that. So, a good few weeks back, Hoppel approached me. He said, Hedge, I've had a discussion with Bipolar Penguin. He got the approval to make his own SMM style website on, RUSTHELP, and he wanted help. He wanted my feedback. He had ideas, but he wanted to ask me because he said, Hedge, you're very involved with Ruskins. A lot of people watch you. A lot of people listen to you and whatnot. And if we were to make our own SMM style site, you're probably the best person to ask. And how would you like, everything to be presented? How would you like everything to be seen? And yeah, over the past few weeks, I've offered my advice, my feedback, because look, to be honest with you, if we didn't have SCMM, I don't think people would actually understand the things I say. But you can see like the other things they've posted like recently. There's the skin, there's skin viewer right there, wearing comics hoodie with a whiteout face mask, very cool. So consider giving that a good look. But yeah, you can see when they announced it recently. And what is the announcement? It's for rusthelp.com/store. Yep, RUSTHELP store is right here in front of you. And yeah, it looks somewhat similar, doesn't it? Wonderful. But of course, those useful tags I mentioned earlier, they're still there. So, oh, look, I can easily tell that this is a glow-in-the-dark skin. It has some transparency as well. I didn't know that. Well, you can use the, the 3D viewer to see that for yourself and find out what exactly is transparent. It will show you that. So if you just look there, the little 3D viewer button is there. Click that. Yep. It also mentions abnormals, and it gives you a quick explanation. I wasn't sure if having the abnormal tag would be correct, because it's not the official term. I made that up. Just to be, just have a nice sort of bit of terminology to reference what it is, because it is a bit odd compared to the regular skins. But anyway, you get the idea. But what it will also point out is that, yes, these two skins, they are crate drops. But these skins, they're abnormal. They are no crate. And if you have watched the recent video where I discussed the whole situation with the RUSTHELP AK-47, I think that makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Yes. So, yep, this is the Rust store, looking very nice. And here is RUSTHELP. Now, this isn't the up-to-date version, or rather, it's still in the process of being worked on. I saw this version. I've given even more feedback. I've given even more like words to Mr. Hopple, and he's like, "Yep, I'm fine with that." He's still working on it right now. But if you want to go give this a good watch, good look, interact with it, play with it. Now I'm fully well aware. If you click that, it sends you over to RUSTHELP. How do I get back to the store real quickly? If I hover over skins, current store, there you go. I'm back to there. If you search for here, it doesn't only show you skins. It will actually show like items in game. So if I type in hoodie. Well, it's going to show you the hoodie, but it's also going to show you all the other skins there as well. Like, again, if you're searching for something, you might see other things. I kind of asked them, hey, do you reckon we could have a search bar just for skins? And hopefully for collections as well. So, still more being worked on. But at the very least, please consider giving it a try. And it's nice to have, you know, competition, I guess you could say. Because, unfortunately, sometimes we have issues and problems. Couldn't hurt to just try out a different website. So, in this particular video, I'll be using RUSTHELP because I contributed to it. And, well, you know, I mean, it's nice to give it a try. Not everything is currently in this, though. And you might see me hop back over to SCMM. You'll see what I mean. So, let's talk about the current sales with the current store. So, it's been about 4 hours since the Rust store rotated. And as you can see in the bottom right corner, the sub counts are here. So, if I could just quickly refresh, it actually does a pretty good job staying up to date. 7,017 subscribers. Let's go click this for the workshop link. If I go down over to here, 7,031. SCMM's a bit delayed. We've seen that for a while now. RUSTHELP is pretty quick. So, thank you to the people who run this site. And, well, you know, thank you Facepunch, I guess, because some of them do work for them, just saying. So, with what we see here, Sinotype is clearly selling a lot. And we might have problems like we've seen with the previous weeks, but then you might say, what problems? Because even though these have sold pretty ridiculous numbers over the past few weeks, have you noticed how Sinotype skins have just kind of worked out nicely? Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. So, yep, just want to give you a nice little update. Seems we have 2 July 24 stores. We might have to talk about that. Oh dear. But as you'll notice, each of these stores has a number, store number, and you can actually grab this little bar here and just slide it along. Oh, look, I'm in 2021 now. Click that. Store 255. Oh, look, that's when Tempered Tier 2 came out. Cool. You could go all the way back to 2015 if you so wish. Anyway, back over to here. Latest store. Quick refresh again. Does it update again? No? Okay. Maybe it does it every 5 or 10 minutes. We'll see. But anyway. Small Rust store. Maybe it might just be evening out compared to the previous week. Based on amount of skins and, of course, you know, amount of sales, prices, I guess, whatever. But we have actually got quite a lot of collection continuation today. Sinotype, Funerary. I thought this was Legacy Wood from House 90R's other wooden door. No, it's independent. Okay. It's actually in reference to the gate skin, the Legacy Wood gate skin, and the actual like design of Legacy Wood building skins. It's not really collection continuation, but it's referencing, so yeah, whatever. Temple Satchel, collection continuation to the recent Temple Garage Door. Black Ops, many Black Ops weapon skins being accepted this year. Deep Sea, there's some Deep Sea weapons from before. Harbour Seal, we've had some interesting tools and deplorables. And JPEG Boots, well, there you go. JPEG, all the clothing and armour has, you know, kind of been bought out today. Price has gone up ever so nice. The final piece was needed, and here it is. Much like what we've seen with the previous weeks, with random boots from the past finally been accepted and completing collections. Okay, cool. So, very nice to see. But shall we jump in now and properly discuss how good do these skins look like in terms of investments, and how do they look like in game? How good do they look? Well, we'll find out. Sinotype tools. So if I were to quickly go over to here to SCMM, because unfortunately with RUSTHELP it doesn't have this. Just that is super useful, super helpful, and I can easily see that this is progressing very nicely. It's a bit of a surprise though. Like a week ago, some of these skins were barely above the RUSTHELP price of $2.49. But as you can see, components, that's actually improved even higher. I think that's $5 now. Let me just quickly double check and find out. And I can confirm, if I could just quickly turn on my extension, whoopsie, sorry about that, you'll see for yourself That's actually above $5.50. That is $6. Looks like that's been bought out. Interesting. But I think this is partly actual genuine demand. Yeah, some people are probably buying it out like crazy just to see it go higher and higher and higher. But yeah, 332 sales today. But there's certainly a lot of them in circulation as well. Do not forget, that did what, like 40,000 plus subscribers? Well, go to the workshop, find out. And that did, of course, just over 40,000 subscribers. In theory, there might be up to about 50, maybe even 60,000 of these. But it's got the demand. It's working out. It most likely is the fact that we keep seeing more and more of these being accepted, which is fully fine. Like, there's no issue with that. But I've got to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised it's starting to bounce up now rather than after October. But that's fine. Just be cautious though. September, October, November. Said it many times. The dreaded autumn fall seasonal dip. Is it going to drop off when we see less people playing the game? Today we had up to almost 150,000. It's fine. It's just, I honestly was expecting more for the summer. Here's hoping with the naval update, we have a lot of momentum and just steer towards a very nice, wonderful time with tons of people playing in early 2026. We'll see. But anyway. Back over to here. So Sinotype components, large box, you're doing good. And some of the other skins, well, if I were to just quickly go to here, type in Sinotype. Well, first of all, I don't even need to search for them. They're all on the front page. They're all being bought out. More skins, more interest, more demand, more security, I guess you could say. Better borders, more likelihood that the prices will stay up. So, I mean, I don't even need to bother with firearms. But come on now, let's give it a good look anyway. So this was actually pushing up to 26. It's now kind of sitting around $25 now. Cool. I still have 70 on mine. Yeah. So that's cool. But if I had to go over to here, ammo, and then we had meds, then we had components, and now ore. How all of these currently looking like? So ammo is now $4. That's improved. And if I were to look at the sales history, see this for yourself, it was just kind of going, whoop. Where did the whoop come from? Because this is like just 1 week. I think I need to make a dedicated video talking about this because I'm quite surprised. But remember, do not rule out the possibility that we might see another storage collection appear literally just after this one. Sorry to say, but it's definitely happened in the past. Yep. After we had neon storages, we saw scientific storages, and after scientific storages, we saw graffiti storages. There's like a month or two break, and then bam, new collection. But it's working out, that's nice to see, and if anything, tools very likely might be fairly similar. Right? So, meds, you saw quite a lot as well. Yeah, only slightly above $3, but it's still positive. It also has quite a lot of listings as well. But again, look at the sales history, and what do you see? Literally in the past week. What's going on? Why has it got... I don't know. Again, might need to make a video dedicated to talk about that. Is it rich individuals realizing, you know what, this actually looks like it's going to have a very good long term? Let's jump in. Because it really doesn't look like some people have gone absolutely wild. So this was kind of climbing up slowly, but then... So, yeah. Point established. Understood. What about Allbox? How are you doing at the moment? Because you literally just became marketable last night. That was abnormal. And look at it. It's now sitting here at $4. It'd be nice if the image was there as well. He's just shy. Don't worry. But anyway. So, yeah, they're just shot up instantly. I don't know what's going on. Again, you can sit there and say, but Hedge. It's because, you know, continuations and whatnot. It didn't really actually happen until we saw the components blocks. Only then did we see this happen. But hey, maybe people just needed to see a few more, and then they felt like comfortable and confident, and then they made moves. So, okay, cool. We'll see how things progress, but by default, this is in a very interesting spot. And I'm sure you've already seen my short video. If I go to the workshop, and if I show the comments, when I first saw this appear on Monday night, I just instantly threw out an idea of, hey, why not consider doing cars? A cars box for car parts and garage. You know, maybe you could put your fuel in there and whatnot. Would make sense. But Odyssey actually responded pretty quickly. He said, hello, everyone. Thank you, Hedge. So basically he said, is car parts popular? I said it because only scientific storage has car parts. And it made me realise, well, hang on a minute, maybe I should be a little bit more straightforward with them and just say, you know what, maybe these are things you should consider prioritising more so. So I said clothing, armour, explosives, you know, boom, farm or seeds, either one, wood, stone, frags. I've also seen people mention coal, Dropbox, electric. Okay, cool. We're currently at 6 skins now, and we probably might only see up to 15. That's where graffiti storage ended at. We don't know how far we're going to go, but Sorry, what ones are we actually going to see next? We'll see. Feel free to comment below what you'd like to see. And don't stammer and lose your tongue when you're trying to say it. Sorry, but yeah, it was me. Right. So, yeah, things are looking very good. Sales are looking very nice. Give that a nice little refresh to see if Skinnables is going to update. There you go. And then over to here, another refresh. And yeah, it seems every 5 minutes this will update itself. Cool. Shall we go in game now? Give that a good look. And in question, what will be next? Get a good look at those tools. So I've already made a short video of it. I'm sure many of you have already seen it. But get a good look at that. Looking nice. Get a good look at the view in the background as well. Ooh. So yeah. Looking pretty sweet. Looking pretty cool. Now I've heard many people saying they're not very happy that it doesn't outright tell you what it is on the sides and whatnot. I mean, is it hard to see the pictures? But then again, you'll probably see it from this side, which again, is it really hard to read that? It says tools. Tools. I think you need glasses. Take it from me. Right, so let's pull back a bit. Get a good look at this at night time. Looking pretty sweet. A fair bit reflective. We've been through this many times with the other boxes. Alright, come on then. Let's go ahead and take a look at it at night time. And lo and behold, what? It's very bright. Who would have guessed? So yeah, that's looking pretty sweet. That's looking pretty cool. And let's see what new skin will be submitted next week. But you know what? I'll ask you a different question. What unique idea would you consider for a storage collection box? I'm talking like diving equipment. What else might be? I don't know. The horse poo box, if you want. But no, seriously, if you could think of a completely new, unique idea, feel free to comment below. Feel free to comment on Odyssey's next skin that he submits on Monday. What random but unique idea that hasn't been done in a previous storage collection skin would you like to see being made? What could you think of? Get a good look at that. I came prepared. Look at all that ammo. So, yes, this is the bandolier design. That is the Funerary Poncho. Collection continuations of the hoodie pants and the backpack. Get a good look at that. So, I've already made a short video of this, and I'm sure many people have already seen it today. But I did ask, what would you like to pair that up with? It is a poncho, but maybe the role players or people who just want to run around in casual gear. What clothing and armor would you pair that up with, aside from, you know, Funerary? Remember when we saw the gold chains poncho? Looked really cool. A lot of people, you know, wearing some very nice, cool, stylish clothing pieces with it. But what would you wear with this? What do you reckon would go very, very nicely with it? Feel free to comment below. But much like the gold chains poncho, when you look at it from certain angles, it does, like, kind of disappear. And then when you get a good look at it at the front or the sides or the back, then you eventually see it properly. So, yeah, that's not a bug, really. But this is why some of the skins weren't supposed to be transparent. But it's cool, it's creative. I think people think it's nice and stylish. But is it going to retain its value? That's a good question. But at the very least, should I go ahead and wear the hoodie and pants? And much like what I said in my short video, now you know why I didn't wear the poncho with the hoodie and pants immediately. How much ammo does he have exactly? Enough. For now. For now. Yeah, give that a good look. So we're in a bit of an odd spot because Funerary Hoodie and Pants was actually hoping to see the Tier 2 or the Tier 3 being accepted. Instead, we got the Primitive Poncho. Well, I will sit here and say, I haven't seen the Hoodie and Pants on the front page today on the Rust Steam market. So that might be indicating that maybe people just weren't that fussed with seeing that. Okay, maybe, probably. But overall, feel free to comment below. What are your opinions? What do you think? It is quite reflective, obviously with the lights nearby, especially at night time, as you can see. Looking pretty cool. But yeah, would you wear this with Funerary Hoodie and Pants? Or would you wear it as something else? Feel free to comment below your ideas. And now, let's hop out of here and discuss. Could it be a nice investment? So, Funerary Poncho. 2,700 subscribers right now. Quite a fair bit less compared to Sinotype tools, but I mean, that's in its own league, so let's just put that aside. The best thing we can compare to, would be the Gold Chains Poncho. But unfortunately, in this current build, we can't easily go back to ponchos. I probably could search for it here, but I don't think we're going to see... Well, where is it? Come on, I should have typed the actual name out properly. Gold Chains Poncho. So if I were to just quickly change it to this instead, again, this isn't going to always be like this. There's going to be a different way with a different search bar. But yeah, it'll show me all this information, but what I need to see is like that. And I have told Mr. Hopple, this is selling for $2. So far this year, that's down in price. That's down in price. That's down in price. Oof, it's down 60. That's only slightly down in price. You are okay for now. Let's see how that goes. And when we go through October, did sell a lot. Don't forget about that. Anyway, 2,700 at the moment. Scroll, 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 scroll. We could see, where are you? There you are. This Gold Chains Poncho did 26,600 subscribers. It is slightly down in price at the moment. So if I click that, scroll down, get a good look at this. As you'll see, $2.50. If we actually look at all the listings, it's not that far off, but it's about 15 to 20 listings. And if you look at sales history, if you look how what the price has been for a while, it's actually been down bad a fair bit. So Gold Chains Poncho is like the best thing we can compare to in terms of design, but also I get the feeling with the use for what people use this for. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would probably use it as an actual poncho skin, maybe to deceive people from a distance. But I think a lot of people just like to wear it because it looks nice and cool. I think the bandolier design of our Funerary Poncho could probably be very similar. It's just, I wouldn't be surprised if it also is slightly down in price in the future as well. But if we only get like, I don't know, maybe like 15,000 subscribers, you know what? That might be different then. It might not be so bad. Because remember, Gold Chains Poncho, that sold at a higher price. And it also did 26,000 plus subscribers. So we'll see how that pans out. This is abnormal. We don't need to rush into buying it. Like I said earlier, when it comes to abnormal skins, so here we are. We can do the abnormal barders first, then make considerations afterwards if we actually want to go ahead and buy it. So cool, 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 cool. Understood. All good. And so let's now move on and discuss Legacy Wooden Double Door. So right here it says 2,599 subscribers, 2,600 basically. If I was to go back over to here and look at the current store, this is a little bit more up to date. 2,700. Can we confirm? Let's see. 2,729 subscribers. Close enough. So yes, this is in reference to the special Legacy Wood gate. Yep, giggle at that. Right next to each other. And as you would see, looking at that, it's got like a lot of gaps. You can see through that. So guess what? This also has the exact same design. This has transparency. Now, as much as I'd like to sit here and say, oh wow, that's revolutionary and interesting, whatnot, I've already said this. You've probably already owned the charity skin for about 3 weeks ago. So did we see it in the Rust store? I can't remember. Was it July 24? And it doesn't show here. No, it doesn't. Maybe I had to go to items. Now again, Skinlytics and RUSTHELP. We don't have like a items database just straightforward like this for skins. We'll see how that goes in the future. If I could just scroll down, where is it? There we go. Hope for the Day, charity wooden double door. Cost about $5. Sorry for the flashbang. But that had transparency and glow in the dark. And purchasing that obviously went towards contributing to the charity, which I believe a lot of people were hoping to help out with, right? But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people bought that because they realised once it was gone, it was gone. You could consider it to be quite rare. But in terms of total sales, we don't actually know how many of these sold. We actually have zero clue. But all the proceeds for that did go towards the Hope for the Day charity, which Fancy Orbs event was contributing to. So thank you very much if you bought this. I did. But as much as we can compare that all the time, the best thing we really should be doing is comparing to previous Wooden Double Door skins. And one thing you'll quickly notice is that we don't get that many Wooden Double Door skins being accepted. No. So yeah, literally last year just one. Year before that, 2 Twitch drops and the Christmas one. Year before that, well, we got the nice glow-in-the-dark Fireflies Wooden Double Door. Year before that, we got the Rainbow Doors, and 2 years before that, when they were first introduced, we got Wind King Wooden Double Door and Pirate Ship Wooden Double Door. Every single skin here is basically, at the very least, their Rust Store price or above, and some of them If you haven't got them now, you ain't getting them again. So, okay. The most recent wooden double door was the wooden double door from Hell. I sat there last year looking at this and I said, guys, this is the skin to invest into for this current Halloween Rust door. I don't remember if it was week 1, 2, or 3. But I made that point. You should not expect any wooden double door skins to be accepted for the foreseeable future. Lo and behold, for almost a year, that was the case. And this went from what price? Let's just quickly confirm. $2.49 to $5 plus at some point back in the summer. Because, well, this summer, because I saw it happen. You'll see that for yourself. Just quickly look and see on the Steam market. So it was a higher price earlier. There you go. Yeah, towards the end of July. So okay, cool, sweet. Is the exact same thing going to happen to this? I doubt it, because as I said, the focus for this month, the special item that's going to get focus, is the wooden double door. And if you are aware of all the skins that are submitted over the past weekend, we saw 12 wooden double door skins being submitted. So scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's probably more from what you can see there, but I'm referencing specific designs. Some of them have alts. And yeah, last week we also had about 10. And this upcoming weekend we'll probably see another 10 or so. So the potential pool of options for wooden double doors is looking pretty vast. Much like what we saw with the salvaged ice picks. And we got 4 of those accepted, didn't we? So what do you reckon is going to happen with wooden double doors? I would sit here and say, I expect, at the very least... where am I? At the very least, I would expect 2 this month. Maybe we get a third. Maybe more. I don't know. But we did just have the charity skin. I get the feeling we might not see that many sales for this. And I think that could still work out very, very nicely for it. Lack of sales, but an interesting design. And of course, it does blend in nicely with the legacy wood. Except the lighter wood frame. Unfortunately, that makes it still stick out. Bit awkward, but $2.49, and it's abnormal. So next week, Wednesday night, we'll discuss how much went off of that and approach it. But honestly, that is probably looking to be the most interesting thing this week. But the possibility of seeing even more of these wooden double doors over the course of this month does kind of bring a little bit doubt, a little bit of worry. So at the very least, let's go in game now, give it a good look, and you can tell me what you think of it. Get a good look at that. So here is your wooden double door, the legacy wooden double door. And I'll take control of myself in a second just to show that you can see through this very nicely. You've got a lower portion here of some transparency, and you also happen to have a nice bit of transparency here. It does appear to be head height. Now to all those people that might be questioning, hey Hedge, does this actually happen to glow in the dark or anything? Well, once it's night time, you'll see that it does stand out quite nicely but doesn't reflect that much. But in total darkness, as you can see, it does not glow in the dark. And that might be concerning to some people. At the end of the day, maybe people don't want to have a super flashy wooden double door. You have an option here. It wouldn't surprise me if next week we do see another wooden double door and it glows. So, it's nice to have options. It's nice to have some differences. But now, if I could just quickly pan around to the other side, you can see it is slightly different. And you can see the transparency ever so nicely right there. Give that a good look. Right, so you're dancing here for a reason, good sir. Take control and let's showcase to everybody, is the transparency useful? So, let's just get a good look at this. And I can confirm, if you crouch a fair bit, you do have a nice bit of vision. You can tell someone's like sneakily like sitting outside. Yep. So I think a lot of people will be appreciating this. I think a lot of people will like that. And of course, this side as well. Yeah. Okay. Looking pretty good. I have no complaints from what I see there. All right. So, what do you reckon? You're going to buy one for yourself? You're going to wait to outstep with a barter? Or do you reckon we could even see a potential deplorable collection of this? Do you reckon that's it? What if we saw like a legacy wood locker? What if we saw legacy wood chair? If it was like kind of like barely put together like that, that would be funny. I actually would appreciate that. I think a table would be cool as well. So skin creators, if you're watching, I think you've got a cool idea there. Legacy wood deplorable set. It's in your hands. It's up to you. And so that, let's now move on and showcase the next skin. So, you're probably wondering, why do I have a wall here? Well, good sir, I happen to have the first Satchel charge skin about a year and a half right here in front of me, the Temple Satchel charge. Now, I'm a trained skin showcase professional. Don't try this at home, alright? So, okay, gotta be a little bit careful here. Okay, right. Oh, okay. 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 Ooh. Okay. 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 Ooh. Okay. All right. Splendid. Wonderful stuff. Okay. So we could get a view of it now. Get a good look at Temple Satchel Charge. A very nice looking design. But I will bring up this potential problem to you. These explode. Much like grenades. Once you skin it, gone. Do people not like that? And in the past, when we saw satchel charges a lot more frequently with their skins, when they were being accepted in the past, they didn't really hold their value. But because we've had a bit of a drought, so it's been almost 2 years, they've actually got up in price. Now, I'll show that off in, an SMM in a bit. But, yeah. Could we see the trend happen all over again if we start seeing satchel charges being accepted more frequently? Or maybe face punchers probably become a whole lot more aware because they do have this information available to them. They can tell what items are being skinned the least. Maybe that's why we don't see that many grenade skins and satchel charge skins now. Feel free to comment below your thoughts in regards to that. If I could just quickly move over to here. So, let's get up nice and close. Observe the details. Yes, very interesting. Very nice. Lovely stuff. You could probably utilize these to decorate your base, but they do disappear after a while. They do despawn after a while, so you can't have them up forever. Because there's actually a very interesting thing you can utilize these for. And also, get a good look at my hip there. Yeah. Now, one thing you probably realized, Hedge, do these happen to glow in the dark? Oh, well, good question. So, let's go ahead and, I mean, we don't really care if it, reflects light and whatnot. These glow in the dark. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but at the very least, you can see where you're throwing it at night time. Maybe you'd probably have some lights available. Maybe you don't want to have them on all the time. But then again, if you're throwing these and exploding, people are going to hear you. So, there's a lot to debate, a lot to debate there. This wouldn't be the first glow-in-the-dark satchel charge skin. We've had From Hell satchel charges, if you can remember, and a Christmas one. The one before the one last time we saw. Anyway, so some very nice, cool-looking designs that we've seen in the past. But will this stand out amongst all of them? Well, I should probably go ahead and remind you of all the older ones that we've seen in the past. But again, some of you probably have never seen a satchel charge skin in a Rust door. Some of you might be new, so feel free to comment below if you like the design. Feel free to comment below if you'd like to see more of this collection, because yes, about a month or so ago, we saw a Temple Garage door. Now, I thought Kosen, the skin creator, was going to make some deplorables. Nope. He made a satchel charge, but it got accepted. So, I mean, can't do any wrong, I guess. Right then, so what about one more for good luck, huh? Oh, that came out a bit funny. How long do you reckon it'll take to explode? Oh. Okay, so Temple Satchel. Collection continuation to, of course, the Temple Garage door. That's lost half its value already. That's the state of garage doors this year. Ooh. Anyway, $2. Will you actually retain your value? Look at all the satchel charges of the past. And as I said, with a drought, they've worked out nicely. But if we start seeing a lot more of these now, are these all going to go back down in price? I kind of wouldn't be surprised. But for a very long time, especially during 2023, these were down bad. Really down bad. Of course, as I said, it's been a bit of a rebound. Plenty more skins could potentially cause problems. I'm going to be straightforward with you. It wouldn't surprise me if this suffers like these did initially. You'd have to hope for another drought all over again to see it actually go up in price. For what it is, it looks perfectly fine. Glows in the dark. Not sure if that's super helpful. Especially with the fact that it also glows in the dark on your hip. Can't confirm that. So, you don't want people seeing you, do you? Again, you're probably better off with a buy order. That's also abnormal. So, we'll leave it at that. And we'll move on to the next skin. I just want to confirm to you, Python's actually surpassed the Temple Satchel now. So, okay, fair enough. Black Ops Python. I was very confused about this. What do you mean, Hedge? Well, if you were to go to the workshop page, which you can see here as I use Skinnalytics, take a look at this, and you'll see it says transparency. Now, when I looked at this in my Rust Workshop skin checks video, I complained that there wasn't a picture of them aiming down the sight. Because when I see that, my instant assumption is it's got a transparent aim sight. There's a GIF right there the whole time. I complained a lot about that, and I do apologise to Kolodinski and Holodno. Anyway, so the assumption was it has a transparent aim sight. It doesn't. I was very confused about this. Now, I actually had everything prepared. I whipped out the heat seeker revolver, Python revolver. I've also got the standard non-skinned Python, and we actually found out because someone actually quickly hopped into the skin viewer on RUSTHELP. So let's go over to here. I've got the screenshot. There you go. That is what is transparent. A little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. It gives you red dots to indicate where the transparency is. That's it. This piece right here is still visible. That is what is made transparent to make the heat seeker, blackout, heat seeker, redemption, and bombshell Python to have that transparency that people want, crave, desire. So Black Ops Collection as a whole is a bit funny. The weapons, they are nice, they are shiny, but if we go ahead and look at all of this right now, as you can see on scmem.app, I click this and it will showcase to you that Black Ops Collection is a little bit... This is what happens usually with a standard weapon-only collection. This is not out of the ordinary. If we didn't see those jackhammers the previous week, this would still be in the positive. Revolvers ever so nice and reliable. You sold a little bit too much. You two just kind of suffered. They have been recovering during the summer. But yeah, unless we start seeing some Black Ops clothing armor, this mightn't remain like this for the foreseeable future. Which then gets me a little bit worried about this. Because by default with Pythons, you don't appreciate them, do you? What do you mean by that? Well, I can clearly see, based on the prices that I see here, that people don't like using the Python weapon at all. Because look at all the prices, and it'll dawn on you that, hang on a minute, why are they all down so low? It's because people don't like using the weapon, so where's the justification to own skins? Now, of course, they might get the most OP skin just in case, but look at all these other skins here, they are down bad. So unless we see like a buff in the future, only a select few skins will be in the positive, and all the other ones will suffer. And with this right now, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to end up like that. I think it's going to end up like that. Yes, it has transparency, not the transparency you think of. So, shall we go in game now? Give it a good look, and you can tell me, what are your thoughts? So here I am, give that a good look. Nice pan around, very nice and shiny. Lovely piece of work from Mr. Holodno and Kolotinsky. They also make the isoparam collection. But yeah, the choice of transparency, not exactly what most people are looking for. But maybe they realise, well, Face Punch only accepts so many transparent Pythons every now and then. Maybe we're better off of a standard design. And lo and behold, they've been accepted. So who can complain? Shut up, don't complain. Go on, let's hold up my hands. Give it a good aim. Let's just move the sunlight a little bit so it's a bit brighter. And as you can see, by default, it's nice use for red aim sight. But as you can see here, the skinless design of the standard Python. And then you look at Heat Seeker, and you're going to laugh because you're going to sit there and say, what, is that it? Only that little bit of transparency? Everybody cares about that? Yep. Yep. Of course, you know, you've got the colour scheme and the green sheen and all that, but yeah, the main thing people care about is just that extra little bit of transparency because they remove the little bit at the very end there. You can't see where I'm pointing. In the middle, you can see that. So once again, I don't know the name of the thing. The thing right in the middle there, shiny. There you go, that bit. Perfectly comment below what it is. Anyway, so yeah, it's fine. I've got no issue. It's just, of course, I know most people are going to like sit here, say, where's the transparency, complain, then dump on the Steam market, and the price then probably suffers. So, if you're not really in the mood for that, maybe just stick with your Heat Seeker Python. And if you don't happen to own a Heat Seeker Python, look at Redemption, look at Bombshell. They're affordable, they're approachable, so okay, fair enough. So yeah, by all means, if you like the design, if you like Black Ops weapon skins, please consider showing your support, and please consider just buying the skin, because of course, if you like it, show support, keep those skin creators nice and motivated, keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future. What weapon skin would you like to see being made next? Out of the Black Ops collection, based on what they have not yet submitted or accepted, what would you like to see being made next? And if I could just quickly turn off the lights as well, just to quickly confirm that no, this doesn't like mysteriously glow in the dark or anything. No, it does not. Right, so maybe I could go on stage real quickly. Bam. Right, okay, this looks weird. It's like half of it doesn't really reflect. Did you see the body here? What's going on there? It's like the reflection's like set to 0 or something. What the hell? What's going on there? Is this a glitch? I don't know. It does look weird, doesn't it? I think I might need to inform of that. I don't think that's how it's supposed to look. I might be wrong. There might be something we haven't noticed with the other Black Ops skins. I might have to go send a message. But yeah, for the parts that you do notice right there is quite reflective. And if I could just strike a pose. Bam. Get a good look at that. But yeah. Looks like it's just set really low on the reflection. Alright, fair enough. That seems to be what is the case. The nice midnight design of Black Ops. But what would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's go ahead and showcase the next skin. Whoa! Look at that. My goodness. Get a good look at the Deep Sea Locker. So this is actually a collection continuation. In the past, we've seen a sword and a SAR skin, if I can recall. Well, say hello to the Deep Sea Locker. Now, when I saw this, I thought maybe Face Punch might want to save it for when we have the naval update, which of course will be aquatic, ocean themed. But yeah, get a good look at this. It was accepted, and I'm pretty sure it's being appreciated. Now you can see to the sides here, the netting. Someone's obviously caught this, upset the octopus. Yes, yes, yes. So, full of barnacles, nice and shiny, quite reflective. But you might question, hey, does this happen to like glow in the dark at all? Well, night time, immediately you notice it's very reflective with the light in front of it. Very reflective. But unfortunately, this does not glow in the dark. And I'm sure many of you are fully well aware because I've already put up the short video showcasing it. Now, I actually made that like back on Monday, but yeah, point made. Okay. Is that make or break for you? Like, the design looks awesome. I'm sure many people would agree, but it doesn't glow. Maybe you're going to put this near lighting where it doesn't really matter? What would you call the what would you call the octopus? Sucky? Clingy? Anyway, so I think it looks awesome. And I wonder, could we see more deplorables like this? Could we have more octopuses like this? Could we have an aquarium large box? I'm just saying, that'd be cool. Right, anyway, fridge. Another aquarium fridge? Oh, fancy, I wouldn't like that. Maybe just stick just the octopus in there. Rob starts in your hands. You're the skin creator. What would you, the viewer, like to see being made next? What silly, aquatic, deep sea skin would you like to see being made next? Feel free to comment below. And, of course, comment, do you like this design? Are you a fan? And are you going to consider buying some? Let's hop out of here, take a look at all the recent locker skins, and question, how's that going to likely hold up? So, we're currently looking at about just over 2,300 subscribers. It is the third lowest selling skin at the moment. If we go over to here, to SCM to APP, as I said, I want to look at the past, look at the recent locker skins that we've seen. Are they currently holding up? So we're reaching the end of the summer at the moment. I am noticing that a lot of skins have already peaked in price. They're still selling nicely, but make sure you sell them before, September. Anyway, 8 skins accepted in total, more than the previous year, and I think it's the most in a single year. Nope, in 2023 we had more, but most of them were Twitch drops, it seems. Okay, well, half of them at the very least. Okay then, well, let me tell you this. Is it likely that we're going to see another locker skin being accepted this year? We still have Halloween, and we still have Christmas. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see some very cool designs for Halloween and Christmas. At least 1 or 2, you know? Deep Sea Locker looks nice. But I can see Bone Cage Locker and Bambi Locker, they're not holding up very well. But they're transparent. I don't think everybody liked that. So maybe we could put those away. So then all we have is Jungle Locker, which look amazing. That's a fantastic looking design. It's basically half its price. Yeah, it sold 19,400, but it's not that much. But yeah, even something very pretty suffered. So, looking at you, Deep Sea Locker. I do believe you are abnormal. Yep. I believe I'll be approaching that quite nicely. And just to reiterate, Deep Sea Collection, as you can see here, a Savage Sword and a SAR skin right there. Seems a backpack was made not too long ago. Okay. Well then, maybe another attempt for that will happen. Like I said, maybe more deplorables. What would you like to see being made next? What were you thinking of? So, yeah, comment below what you think. Comment below what you'd like to see. But I'm a little bit unsure. But maybe a lack of sales could definitely work out. Let me remind you that the Ultramarine Locker, that only did just barely over 10,000 subscribers. Look at it now. But then again, the Ultramarine collection is doing very nice as a whole. Full collection, all of it's appreciated. It's not too surprised to see the prices holding up quite nicely there. So, okay, fair enough. Right, so shall now move on and talk about the next skin. Harbour Seal Garage Door. So it says 2,046 subscribers here. It says how many here? 2,049. Let's just confirm that. It is definitely 2,206 there. And over to here, it says 2,245. The workshop says... Doom. Come on, show it to me. Thank you. Takes a while, it seems. There we are. 2,276. Right then, cool. So I'm just kind of like showcasing which ones like are more up to date. But then again, if you're looking at it every hour or so, it doesn't matter, does it? Harbour Seal collection has progressed. Nice to see. 5 skins in total now. The rock's good. The hammer's good. But the deployables, Shimador down by 41%. Large box down by 23%. However, a garage door's accepted today. And I don't think this updates itself fast enough. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Steam market. It says $1.18 here. What's it now? The answer is... It is... $1.32. Okay, there is a bit of improvement there. What about the large box? I know this didn't have that many listings because it only did like 8,000 subscribers. It is $1.92. Oh, looks like we've noticed some progress, some improvement. Very nice to see. So it looks like people do appreciate the Harbour Seal skins if we see more skins being accepted, a proper collection being built up. Okay, well, let me remind you, we've seen a fridge, a small box, and a sleeping bag, but only now do we see the collection continuation. What's stopping the skin creators from doing a version 2 or a resubmission of the fridge or of the small box? And of course, you know, the sleeping bag. We'll see. If you're watching skin creators, I definitely would recommend it. Just resubmit them or version 2, give it a shot. But these skins, the deplorables, they don't glow in the dark, and I'm not sure if everybody's super thrilled about that. But in a rare sight to see, this garage door is selling for the standard price of $1.49. Don't really see that happen that much. Typically, they sell for like $2.49. So, okay, interesting. But the garage doors this year, and considering what we just had last week, and considering what's what Twitch drops we currently have available. Oh my! So, so far in August we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that? No, I mean, it was the very end of July. Whatever. Anyway, we've had quite a lot very recently. We've had quite a lot so far this year. The record-breaking amount last year was 34. How many more weeks of this year do we have? 2 more weeks of August. Then you got 12, maybe 13 weeks. So you're looking at about maybe 14, 15 weeks left this year. Would you be surprised if we surpass the record-breaking amount of 34? Well, we still got Halloween, Christmas, 14, 15 more Rust doors. Oh, that'd be easy. More Twitch drops, by the way, as well. Can't rule that out. So, yeah, most garage doors are down really bad. In fact, the vast majority, especially all the more recent ones. If this doesn't sell that much, maybe it could be a blessing in disguise. We'll see. If we keep seeing more of these skins being produced and accepted, even better. But we'll see what happens. But unfortunately, it's not abnormal. That is a concern. That is a worry. That is a problem. So, shall we, hop in game, give it a good look, and question what potentially might happen next? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen next. He's going to give you a big kiss. Mwah. Lovely. So, Harbour Seal collection. The garage door is accepted. But what would you personally like to see next? Harbour Seal plushie, of course. But no, that can't happen, unfortunately. So yeah, it is quite reflective. The eyes, they stare at you. They're quite scary in a way. But if we make it night time with the lights nearby, even more reflective. Look at the cute beady eyes. Oh, so cute. And the nose. But yeah, as you'll see, yeah, doesn't glow. Could be a potential problem. Is that a concern for you? Wouldn't be surprised if it is. But you're getting a deplorable collection kind of being built up. We've had the rock and the hammer as well. Could we see more? We'll wait and see. But whilst there's been many attempts, we only see like an occasional acceptance. And I'm not surprised to see that the deplorables have suffered because of it. If it was quite consistent, yeah, it'd be awesome, but no. So I'm questioning that a lot, and I think I'm probably just going to stick with Waldoonaald. But by all means, if you like the set, if you like the collection, and you'd like to see more of it, show your support, consider buying it, treat yourself, keep those skin creators nice and motivated to keep wanting to put out nice creative designs in the future, and feel free to comment below. What Harvest Seal skin would you like to see being made next? I'd love to see it. And with that, I shall now go ahead and showcase to you the final skin of the video. That's a very nice looking floor. And those are a nice pair of boots. Say hello to JPEG Boots. So for the past several rusters now, concurrently, we keep seeing boot skins being accepted, but practically every single boot skin we've seen is a long forgotten boot that's finally been returned to its family. And well, let me tell you, JPEG's seen the boots being accepted today. They've gone up in price quite nice. Oh yes, we'll be talking about that in a bit, don't you worry. But yeah, it's just basically like a oh, what's this art style called again? Would you refer to it as comic? Cell shaded? I can't remember what we were saying before. It's been a while because this has been waiting for 2 years. Yes. But the prices have definitely improved today, which is cool. So, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? And again, here's another thought. What collection's still waiting for a pair of boots? I don't know. I think we've pretty much gone through almost all of them. From the top of my head, I think we're still waiting for Skull Killer boots. And if you're going to really go far back to about 2021, Space Raiders boots are still to be expected as well. So, alright, cool. But is this actually going to work out quite nicely? For the past several weeks of all the boots, quite a lot of them have ended up being the lowest selling clothing armor piece out of all the, the set. And it looks like things might work out very, very nicely for them. But because they've come out somewhat recently, we still have to wait a bit longer. Like, what's going to happen as we roll into post-Christmas, January 2026? We'll see. But can the same things be said in regards to these? Well, so, JPEG Boots. JPEG Collection. How's that currently holding up? So it looks like it is up to date. Oh, no, it's not. Look at the hoodie right there. $1.33. Look at the pants. $2.56. So, yeah, you can see it's a pretty large collection. You can see we got some weapon skins. Some of them are doing all right. Not all of them. Anyway, it was a full collection, or technically it is now. But when we look at the prices, well, that's now $5.30. This is now $4. This is invisible, but it's also now $3. And those pants are just under $4. What's over here? The kilt? Oh, no, the gloves. Right. Gloves are one of the skins that sold the least out of all road sign glove skins. And it's been a pretty high price for quite some time, as you can see. But it's starting to rise up again. I wonder why. So, okay, cool. So the whole collection's just got noticed and everybody started to jump back onto that. So that's pretty cool. That's nice to see. These random boot skins really do seem to be doing quite the impression. But is this going to be okay? Let's now talk about the sales we saw with the previous skins. JPEG Tier 2, that did around 10,000 plus subscribers, 10 to 11,000. Hoodie and pants, just about 15,000 subscribers. And of course, Tier 3, around 12,000 subscribers. So between 10 and 15, but then the gloves only just about have 6,000 subscribers. Whew. I don't think these are going to sell less than the gloves. I think it will still probably barely reach around 10,000 subscribers though. It should slot in very nicely with the rest of the set. You're now going to ask, how easy is it to rise up in price afterwards? Well, you know what? The best thing we can do is look at the previous week's boot skins, because pretty much all of them were basically around the lowest selling skins out of all the clothing armor pieces. So let's go do that. So over to here, as you can see. Well, you know what? One thing I considered is if SMM isn't always up to date, maybe we're better off on the RUSTHELP site, which at the moment appears to be the fastest to be up to date. So if I go to the previous week, as you can see, military boots, which got its name change by the way. It used to be modern military boots. Now it's just military. That's down to 95 cents apparently. Ooh, but it only just became marketable. Now over to here with the porcelain boots, that's apparently down to 82 cents. Really? Oh wow. Oh my. Okay. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Well, okay then. Fair enough. What about the week before that? Pirate Boots, we know for a fact they had so much less compared to all the other clothing armor pieces, but evidently quite a lot got listed. Yeah, oh dear. So if I were to just quickly bring that down, this is all thanks to Steam Inventory Helper on Chrome, by the way. It's an extension. Yeah, it looks like some people just got a little bit too greedy and loaded too much stock, and it basically kind of messed up the prices. Look at this again around post-Christmas, and you might see it rise up a bit more, because there's only like 15,000 of these, but all the other skins in its set got 50. I'm not joking. So that's in a good spot. And then we go back the week before that, and then we have the Chameleon Boots. That was very similar or close to the lowest selling skin. That's now up by 50 cents, up by a third. So that's working out very nicely. So yeah, no, some of these did work out very nicely. The others, they slipped, but they're only down by a little bit. Oh, look, they go Black Diamond Boots, the same as Chameleon Boots, up by a third. So, okay, cool. We've got the point, we understand. Sweet. So, if we're going to sit there and say all of that, can we guarantee that JPEG Boots will be alright? Well, as I said earlier, you're better off with abnormal borders. And these boots, unfortunately, they're not abnormal. Best we can do on Wednesday night is look and see how many sales have happened, and then question how we approach them next. Which essentially is what we did last night with the military boots. But last night I said I'm not that keen because the military boots sold quite a bit too much compared to the rest of the skins in its clothing armor set. So it didn't feel too hard to explain that. So, okay, fair enough. So maybe it might just be better for barter. But if you desperately want to pay for yourself, just treat yourself. Support the skin creator. Just consider buying it. But as an investment, wait it out first. Look at the sales. And then we'll talk about it on Wednesday night. And you might want to just wait until Thursday to make the purchase if you so wish. So, cool. So that is everything in regards to this Rust store. Feel free to comment below. Are you alright with it? What was your most favourite skin of the week? It'll probably just be the Sinotype. I can't help but assume that is going to be the case. Anyway, next week it wouldn't surprise me if we probably end up with like 10 skins, maybe a little bit more. This feels like a nice, tame week to just chill out, relax for a bit, and then maybe we'll see something chaotic next week, or maybe we've got to wait until, September Force Wipe. So, in the lead up to next Force Wipes, what is there to be expected? Well, I can sit here and say this week has been a hack week. FacePunch has been working on some new things. Hack Week is where the employees of FacePunch can work on projects on their own that they feel like might be a nice addition to Rust down the line. And to give you a good insight, farming animals was a Hack Week idea. Now look, we've got chickens. We've got bees, and on the horizon, we've got cows. So, yeah, you get the idea. Base heating. Do you need a little bit of central heating for your base? Okay, that's cool. We've also seen a Hack Week idea for customization of your reticles, your, when you aim down, what do you see? That customized, well, you know what? I've actually forgot the name of it. Sidepacks was working on it, but I forgot the name. Chat, what am I trying to say? I'm referencing... What am I referencing? He had a video. Ah, damn it. Oh, this is the Tiki Torch, by the way. This looks awesome. It's basically missiles, but they're decorative torches. So he'll turn it on, and there you go. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that outside their base. That looks awesome. But if I could just scroll down a little bit more, I'll find the side. There you go. Crosshair. I'm hopeless sometimes. I'm not sure if that's going to be something that's going to be added immediately, but wouldn't be surprised if it's something they'll add eventually. I'm sure quite a lot of you happen to use Crosshair X and whatnot. Well, FacePunch realised, well, if a lot of people want to have like customized crosshairs and whatnot, why not provide it to them? So that's exactly what's happening. But it definitely just kind of looks like I'm not sure if it's just going to be frame sites. I think that's just going to be for general. We'll see. You could just get a marker and write on your screen if you want to. Anyway, cool. So, interesting things that potentially might affect guns, sort of. We'll see. I'm still hopeless. I still can't shoot properly. Anyway. So, overall, bit of a quiet week. Bit of a quiet lead up to the next Force Wipe. But then again, August wasn't super flashy, was it? The player counts are looking okay at the moment. You'd kind of hope that it was better. Let's just go through this weekend and enjoy ourselves. Now, is there anything else I should reference, bring up, mention? Well, of course, I should say, this Rust store had a lot of early picks. So, you might notice I've already made short videos of some of the skins today. deep sea locker, Funerary Poncho, Sinotype large box. I even showed it off in the preview video as well, the locker. So consider keeping an eye out for my short videos. I'm always showcasing some interesting, random, strange things, but sometimes they're in your Rust stores. Ooh. So cool. And now, I guess I could probably divert some time and talk about S&BOX real quickly. You know, the other thing that FacePunch is currently working on. So I put this video out about 6 months ago, talking about how we first found out that they've introduced skins into S&BOX, and maybe I want to go buy a few of those just to see how they turn out. But it turns out some of the skins we mentioned in this video became very, very, very expensive. So if I could just quickly grab the link to look at it on the Steam market. Let's quickly grab this. Yep, got that. Let's go over to here and post it here, because you see it on my account here. Yeah, cool. Let's look at these based on price. Now that hard hat right there is a bit of an anomaly. It's a bit crazy how that is selling for about $1,200, but there is a good reason for it. But it might be brought back at some point. But in the video, in regards to talking about S&BOX skins, I make reference to the limited time Santa 2024 set. It is now listed here at $60. In the video, I believe that was selling between $2 to $5. Yeah. FacePunch has been doing limited time sales of skin sets, and we've just been slowly buying them. And the most recent one is the Wizard set, which you can actually find over to here. So where is it? Wizard set, Wizard trousers, Wizard beard, Wizard hat, all that. There's 4 skins in its set. Oh, don't you start, chat. Shut up. Whilst it sells for about $4 or $5, because it's limited, and I do believe, as of tomorrow, it's removed from the S&BOX store, that very likely will just slowly, casually go up in price. And only so many have been bought, and it will never be brought back. As you can see right here, this item is only available in the store until August 15, 2025, after which it will only be available on the community marketplace. We never saw anything like that, technically, with Rust skins, right? Because you can still get things in barrels and other loot boxes. Sorry about that. So I'm referencing loot boxes such as the barrel, the high quality crate, the high quality bag, low quality bag. You get the idea. But interesting. So at some point, I will most likely have to go ahead and make another video talking about this. But I'll link this in the description of this video right now. Consider giving that a good watch, and then go and see what happened to all these skins after about 6 months. There's a pair of tattoos. You can see it right there, neck tattoo. I can't remember how much that sold for. It must have been about like $3. They randomly removed it, right? They randomly removed it. And as you'll see over here, if we look at them all based on price, neck tattoo is now selling for about $230, which you can see right there, $240. With Barter's going all the way up to $90. Now, I know you might be sitting there and saying, why are you talking about this in the Rust video? Because S&BOX is also made by FacePunch, and they might be following the same sort of protocol, same situations in how they provide skins and release a store every week. I might have to do S&BOX skin checks and S&BOX showcases, ha. But yeah, consider getting a good watch this video, because it'll tell you how to download S&BOX and how to buy the skins. It'll show all of that right there. Cool. Right, so I do believe that is pretty much everything that needed to be said, everything that needed to be discussed. So keep an eye out on the workshop. Keep an eye out for my Rust Workshop skin checks for August 12, 2025. We got a lot of early picks this week. They're all on display basically right here in the chapters, along with all the other collection continuations. Cool, sweet, no complaints. Why don't we go ahead and wrap this up? And here we are again, wrapping up the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was reasonably nice, concise, and straight to the point. Less skins this week. Hopefully the video is shorter. We'll see. Get a good look at the scary seal. Oh yes, at night time with the torches nearby. He is so much more demonic and scary. Is that a smile? I don't know. Is he just fat? Probably. But yeah, give that a good look. As I said, he is very reflective. Yes. So, do you like? Are you a fan? Feel free to comment below. And I guess I'll showcase this. I'll give you a little clip to end this video. Some people asked, "Hey Hedge, how come you don't upload, upload videos of you doing wipes and whatnot?" It's because I'm not very good. And I'll show you a little clip of me encountering two people that kind of made me jump. But I did it so sluggishly, so slowly, so terribly. I don't even know how I managed to survive. Barely. They didn't even have guns. And yet I still struggled. So, what on earth do I mean? Let's go show the clip.
There's one more. That will do then.
Is that a helicopter right here? Yes, the helicopter's coming our way, Mr. Cheese. You might want to get back to base.
Okay, I'm trying to get back.
Oh god, there's someone outside our base!
Yeah, I'm coming.
Bangers. That's me!
Yeah,
Cheese, there's some people outside our base. I've shot them and I'm dying.
Some people.
Yes, some people. You might want to get back in our base real quickly.